Cool. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the podcast. You're with me, Kevin Wright, on the Kevin Wright Show podcast. We're starting a series on social media. Why? Why are we talking about social media? I think social media is interesting. I think most people think social media is interesting. Even people who don't use it that much have some sort of take on it. They have a negative take or a positive take, or are confused, think it's different, and don't understand it, don't get it. I think social media has impacted us so much that there's 1,000 topics we could come up with. There's 1,000 things we could discuss. Why you don't like it, why you do like it, what it's good for, how it's hurt us, how it's helped us. Right now, on this episode, we're going to talk about Instagram, and specifically Instagram in certain markets is experimenting with the idea of taking away likes. So if you don't know, that's pretty crazy, but here's how it works. Instagram is a social media app where you put up pictures of your life. You put up pictures of what's going on. You just went to the Taylor Swift concert, so you're going to put up pictures and show the world, what you experienced and how fun it was. And when you put that up, all your fans and all your friends and all the people connected to you can click the heart and say that they like it. And you can get 500 likes, 1,000 likes. Some people get millions of likes. Now, Instagram is experimenting with taking away the likes, saying, what if we gave people more incentive to use our app, use our social media to connect their lives to the world without the pressure of wondering if anyone's going to like it, So it kind of levels the playing field a little bit. Of course, Instagram, owned by Facebook and these other social media conglomerates, they're not going to make a move that is just helpful for humanity and society. They're not making a move just to make a more equal playing field for the popular people and the unpopular. They've found that taking away likes will get more users to the app. It's a strategic thing. It's a marketing ploy. But I think there's some interesting factors here. So you take away likes, you get more people to download your app. You get the people who have the Instagram app, have this photo social media platform, but they don't post a lot because they're nervous if anyone's going to like it, or maybe they would never tell you that, but they're subconscious about it. They're deep under the surface. They're saying like, my friend, he posts a dumb picture of his shoelaces and he gets 500 likes. I post a glorious picture of the Grand Canyon. No one gives a fuck. Okay. So Instagram is strategizing. If we take away likes, we're going to get more people involved. Now, there's still going to be views. Now, that's a secret thing. Views show how many people looked at it. So you can still get props on views and you can still get accolades on views. But they're taking away the likes idea and they're experimenting with that. And I think it's a good idea. I think it's a great business idea. It's a smart business idea. These people, they know what they're doing. They have us in the palm of their hands. I don't hate social media. I don't use it enough. I don't use it enough to promote my businesses, to promote the different things that I'm invested in, that I'm working on. I don't use it enough to promote myself. I don't use it enough to connect to family and show in a vulnerable way the things I'm doing in my life with my family. I don't use it enough, but I like it. I think there's plenty of negative things, but I like it. This particular topic, Instagram in particular, I think it's cool. I think it's a cool experiment. I think it's fun to try. I think it'll make them some more money, and if it gets people to start posting more authentically, that's fine. Because people are posting shit that maybe they're not really interested in. They don't really love. Sometimes people have lost themselves on Instagram. People have become inauthentic because they're posting just to get feedback. A lot of people have based their identity and some of their self-worth on how much feedback they get from social media. I have a friend who's a beautiful Instagram model, and she's just getting to the point where she can live life in a 75% to almost full-time basis from the work and the income she gets from being an Instagram model. She uses her body to show off clothing. She uses her body to show how beautiful it is. And she does this on Instagram, and she's become a brand. Her body, herself, her personality has become a brand. Side note real quick, if you know somebody like that, don't be jealous of it. We should celebrate with people who have found a way to make a living, who have found a way to partner with Instagram, have found a way to share some of the profits with Instagram and Facebook by using their body and using their skills and using their personality and using their, whatever you want to call it, their social media panache on Instagram to make some money. We should celebrate with them. I'm tired of people who we're still on a side note, by the way. I'm tired of people who get upset and who just start trashing and trolling Instagram models. One, it's not easy. It takes a ton of work, it takes a ton of technology, it takes an understanding of camera work, it takes an understanding of photography. It takes time. There's a lot of shit that doesn't turn out very good, that doesn't get used. Majority of the things that are done in Instagram model photo shoots don't get used. There's very few pieces that make the final cut because there's so much out there and there's so much competition. There's a very few special pieces that get through to the final product. Anyway, we should be celebrating with these people. We're still on a side note. We should be celebrating with these people who have found a way to use their body as a model, whatever type of body they have, whatever type of face they have, whatever gender they are, who cares? We should be celebrating them. Congratulations, that's badass. You're out there hustling, you're out there doing it, you're out there working. I'm impressed. That's really cool. And what a magical thing to work for yourself and become a model without any agents, without any agency, without somebody else taking cuts from your profit, and to do that. Now we're on to a secondary side note, celebrating with people during their success. We're getting on some tangents. We'll get back to the main topic here in a minute. Are you okay with celebrating with other people's success? This is one of the biggest downfalls in society, I think. This is one of the things that I notice in my friend group and in my social circles that could be developed better. Celebrating with other people's success. Hey, I saw what you did back there. That speaking engagement you had. Pretty cool. The way you took care of those homeless people. The way you are always communicating and on time for your work. I want to give you props. I want to celebrate with you. I want to give you shout outs. Are you comfortable with that? Or your friend gets a huge bonus check for crushing it in business. Are you willing to celebrate with them, or are you just going to be jealous and petty and be a little bitch and cause problems for that person? We're on a second side note here, a second tangent that's all about learning to celebrate with others. I could do a whole 5-part podcast series on learning to celebrate with others. Celebrating the success of the people closest to you. Celebrating the success of your siblings. Learning to not be jealous. Man, when you get over jealousy, when you defeat the green fucking ugly monster of jealousy and envy and learn to praise and celebrate the people around you, your life is so much better. It's so much better. All right. That is one big, huge tangent. Learn to celebrate with the people around you. Learn to celebrate with their successes. Don't be a little bitch on a regular basis. Don't be petty. Celebrate. You'll like your life more. You'll like their life more. You'll be closer. Things will be better. Let's backtrack. And then we talked about learning to celebrate with that Instagram model who's showing off on Instagram. Don't make fun of her. If she wants to do it, she likes it. If he loves it, if he's interested in showing the world how he's building muscle, showing the world his fitness, if he's flourishing and into himself, let's celebrate with them. If he's genuinely into it, let's celebrate and support it. Backtrack. We're back talking about Instagram taking away likes. Now, Instagram might market it to you that we're doing this so that people will start showing the world what they're really into instead of fake things. Because we talked about a lot of people will use Instagram and just show shit that doesn't make any sense, but they know it's going to get a reaction. They're going to put some hashtags in that talk about, Kanye. They're going to put some hashtags in that talk about a hip hop show. They're going to put some hashtags in that are very popular talking about a topic that's going to get them approval and get them some action. People are into the action of Instagram. There's movement on Instagram. People like the work and the flow and the function of it. If I show a picture of me and my daughter at Christmas and 40, 50, 60, 70 people are commenting and saying how cute it is, it's kind of fun. There's action there and there's movement. I think people are more concerned and interested in the action. It's like building relationships and it's like getting your life moving. And when you see movement on Instagram, it feels good. So Instagram might start telling us, we want people to start posting about what they really love, not fake things just to get likes. So we're taking away likes. There might be some truth to that. The bigger issue is that Instagram is going to make more money off of this proposal, off of this experiment. But what really gets me thinking is, do you even know what you like? Do you ever even post about the things you really love? Let's say you're very active on Instagram. Let's say you are somebody who is not using Instagram as a profession, is not necessarily using Instagram as a way to make income, but you're just really active on it. You just like it. You like the way the world has changed. You like the way that culture is connected through the internet. And let's say you do 4 posts a day, morning, 2 in the afternoon, 1 at night. and you're just, showing people the food you ate, showing people your activities, showing people what you did at the gym. You just like to post your life. Are you showing people things that you love, or are you showing people things that they love? Are you showing the world what you're really into, or are you showing people the things that you know is going to create action, create movement, create likes from the audience, strangers and friends alike? Because that's really the topic that I start to think about in this new experiment. What are you even into? Have we lost sight of what we really love? What we really love. I often talk about trying to figure out a profession, trying to figure out a way to make money that you can enjoy most of the time. And I get it. I get it. I take lots of financial cuts. I take lots of cuts on salary. I take lots of cuts in different jobs that I do because I'll choose a project that I like or that I love a lot more than a project that sometimes I end up paying out the ass for projects that I love, because I would rather do that than get paid handsomely for a project that I'm not that into. It's worth taking a cut. It's worth it. I'll make that sacrifice on a regular basis. I talk about that a lot in work, and I get it that a lot of us have to do 9-to-5 jobs that we don't really love, we might hate, but we feel stuck and we feel like we have to be in this. It is worth it to take a sacrifice. It is worth it to make less money, but to be happier when you come home, to be happier around your friends, to be happier inside. So jobs are one thing. Do you really love the job that you're in? Do you love it most of the time? Is there something else you could do for a little cheaper and live a little bit more below your means, but get a better experience out of life? When you talk about this new Instagram idea of taking away likes, what if we started showing the world what we loved more? Instead of what we think the world will love. Instead of what's popular. Here's what I really love. By the way, if you do a study on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, we'll use TikTok as an example, the accounts that are the biggest are the people who are the most authentic. The public sees through inauthentic. Now, every once in a while, there's a flash in the pan TikToker. There's a poster. There's a social media icon who gets going, and they're playing a character. They're playing a role. They're playing a pretty girl. They're playing a handsome boy. They're playing a charismatic person when they're really shy. Whatever. That blows up and gets some hype. Right now, it's called hype. Who's got the hype? But the majority of people who rise to the top are authentic. The majority of people who get followers are consistently, over and over and over again, showing their true self. You'll be surprised to find on TikTok, there's a lot of people who aren't beautiful, who aren't good with words, but they are just themselves. And the public responds to that. The public responds to it. There's one guy, he's a comedian on TikTok, and he's overweight, and he's not super attractive. And he does this TikTok where he'll just take bites of a sandwich and say, I'm taking a bite of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or I'm taking a bite of a taco from Taco Bell. That's it. That's his whole post. But people dig it because he's just being himself. He's just being himself. He's funny. He's a character for sure. But authenticity always rises to the top. And if you look at TikTok, you're going to see some of the biggest stars have proven over time this is who they really are. They've proven. So my point here is, in social media and the changing climate of social media ruling our world, authenticity rules. There's a couple people who sneak by as actors, as fakers, but the majority, authenticity rules. So there's always incentive to be authentic. One, it's a great personal spiritual experience. Dig down and find your most authentic self. It also pays in the long run. You are not going to be able to get by being a faker, by being a fraud. You have to be true. Some of the great financial leaders of our time, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Gary Vee, a lot of these guys who have made it big will always tell you that it is better to be authentic, it is better to be true, and to be honest. You can't hope to steal something and make it big. You can't hope to steal somebody else's persona and make it big. You can't hope to win it. You can't hope to win the lottery. You can't hope to win a big financial prize to make it big. You've got to have the hard work, and you've got to be real, and you've got to be honest and try to be you as much as possible. And that's the way to get to the top. And that's the way to be comfy. And that's the way to live well in your soul and sleep good at night. I agree with all that. So in this quest for authenticity, I think this new thing that Instagram is doing could be useful. I think it could be useful. So do you like your job even? Do you like your shopping experiences that you're showing the world? Do you like the restaurants that you're going to that you're showing the world? Do you feel good in your gut with the food you're eating? Do you even like what you're showing the world? Take some time to think about that. Take some time to analyze that. Do you even like your kids? I know, that's a crazy thing. Do you even like your romance partner? Do you like the life partner you're with? Or maybe you like that person, but do you like partnership in general? Or are you just faking it this whole time because society has told you to do that? Do you like the thing you're in? Do you love the thing you're in? This is an opportunity. This is a reminder. This thing that Instagram is doing is a reminder to take inventory. Take inventory. Do I even like the shit I'm in? I'm showing the world 5, 6, 7 posts a day. I'm taking pictures and writing captions and being funny, sometimes sarcastic. Do I even like this shit? It would be so much safer of a place on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Twitter, if we really kind of talked about what we liked. Do you know that a lot of us are afraid to talk about what we like because of what other people will think? We got to get away from that. If you like nature, but you pretend to be a city person because it gets you hype and it gets you buzz, make the shift. Start showing people your true side. By the way, no one's ever going to derail your account or berate you because you like nature. That's a win-win situation. Or maybe it's the reverse. Maybe you're pretending to always be in nature. Chase waterfalls, find the grassy meadows, sit alongside the river, hike mountains, but really you fucking hate that shit. And it's a stress, and it's bugging you, and it's worrying you, and it's hurting you, and really you like the urban energy of the city. You like marching the streets downtown and seeing the people and hearing the noises and grabbing your coffee and absorbing that urban energy. I'm one of those people who likes both. I like to live in a downtown apartment, whatever town I'm in, but then I like to get out and hike and find the mysterious trails on a regular basis. I like both. Are you showing the world what you really are, what you really like? And more importantly, are you telling yourself the truth? Are you telling yourself the truth? Man, I was in a discussion with a group of friends the other night, and we were sitting around, and we were talking about partnership, marriage, some people call it. And when you look around, there's some really good partnerships out there. There's not a ton that you see, maybe in your friend group you see, but there's not a ton that you see where you're like, oh, that's a pretty good example. That's one that I want to emulate. That's one that I want to follow. There's a lot of people in partnerships that are in it just because of convenience, because of financial convenience, because it's better to have 2 people paying the rent than 1. Because it's what society has told us to do, whether it's a religious society or a business economic market society, the Walmart Americana society. But it was revealed as I was discussing with some people at a bar, some of these people don't like partnership. It doesn't seem natural to them. It doesn't make sense to them. But they're living a lie because of convenience. And they're kind of sacrificing and dumping on their own soul because of convenience. Do you even like that shit that you're in? I'm thinking about my own Instagram. You know, I've got a couple Instagrams. I've got one for the podcast. I've got one for my personal life. I work on some other Instagram accounts with some friends. I love talking about social media. I love talking about marketing. I'm not good at it, but I love the topic. It's interesting to me. I'm thinking about my life, and I started going through my stuff the other day, and I realized I have put some bullshit out there. I have put some social media posts out there that's bullshit. I think it's okay. I think it's okay to have like a bullshit percentage. We all have to have something like that. And especially if it's fun, especially if it's an act that you understand. You're doing an act and you're portraying a character. I think there's a percentage of bullshit that is allowed, that can get through. But I really started looking at all my posts. I looked at all my pictures and I thought, okay, where's the real me? And it was less about trying to figure out how society views me and more about how do I view me? How do you view you? You know, how much of your life is real to yourself? I realized in my inventory that I was taking in my own heart, mind, and soul, my social media heart, mind, and soul, that's a real thing, is that it's very vulnerable and it's very humbling to tell people the things that you really like. It seems like a simple thing, but it doesn't come up that often. to really break down and tell your closest people, tell the people that you love, tell the people near you, I'm really into this. I like these kind of movies. I like this type of clothing. I really like this kind of food. I like this atmosphere. I like these type of friends. I like this people. I love living in this area. I love this situation. It's a vulnerable thing to do, and we don't do it that much. We don't talk about what we authentically like hardly ever. I think social media has diminished that a little bit and has caused us to talk about all kinds of shit. Who knows what? Who knows what? I'm sitting in my car and here's a picture of the rain. I don't give a fuck. I'm just posting it so you guys can see the rain. Fuck rain. Here's a picture of the rain clouds. Here's a picture. It's just become like an automatic part of our lives. But are we even talking to the people we love about what we like? It is a beautiful, vulnerable experience to just tell people what makes you flourish. Tell people the things that you're into. It's vulnerability. Also, the people close to us, they want to hear that. If you're ever wondering about why your relationship, let's say you're dating, so you're in a new dating relationship, you're wondering why that seems like the connection's off. There's something missing. There's something that's not quite working. If you're wondering about that, try adding in more talk time. Go out for dinner, sit down, and spend some time telling each other what you really love. Not only what you love about each other, but what you love in life. Man, here's what I'm into. What you're going to find in this Instagram experiment and this self-cleaning, this self-detoxification experiment that we're talking about on the podcast today is you're going to find people who have no fucking clue. You're going to find people who have no clue what they're into. I don't know what I like. I don't know what I love. I don't know what my hobbies are. I'm so focused on my 9-to-5 job, on pleasing other people, on making my family happy, on making sure my parents approve of me, on making sure my lover thinks I'm cool, on making sure my friends think I'm hip. I have no fucking clue who I am. It's a classic search for identity. You're going to find out that in this experiment, the biggest thing that comes to light is people don't know what they're into. I don't know what kind of books I like to read. I don't even know if I like fiction or nonfiction. I don't know if I like to look at reference journals or read a great novel. The biggest thing that's going to come to light in this Instagram experiment of taking away likes is people are going to be challenged to find out, what am I into? What am I into? What do I even like? I've talked about it before on some of our podcasts. We need teachers in grade school, starting from kindergarten, to be examining and helping children find out what they're into, what they're beginning to be passionate about. Is it art? If it's art, let's focus and prioritize. Is it math? Believe it or not, some kids love it. There's whole careers given to theoretical mathematician. What are kids into? We need to start focusing on that in schools. Instead of saying, here are the 8 things you're going to be into. Let's hope you're well-rounded and have one little square inch knowledge, one little scratching of the surface on these topics. We would do far better to help teach our kids to flourish independently and see their passions rise up and then foster those passions. Foster those passions. What do you like? What are you into? That is going to be the biggest thing that comes out of the new social media. A social media with heart is kind of the focus where Instagram is going, or saying that they're going, even though they're out here to make money. People are going to be challenged to say, I don't even know what I like. I'm this many years. I'm into my 20s. I'm into my 30s, and I don't know what I'm into. I don't know what I like. I don't know what I want. I have been involved in a society that tells me what I should be into. I've been in a society and a church and a religion and a business and a relationship that has dictated to me what I think I should be into, but I truly don't even know. Here's a tough one. Do you even like the friends that are around you? It's December. One of the great things I teach some of my clients is it's time to take inventory. It's time to take inventory. And I learned this from a relationship I was in, a long-term relationship. And we would always talk every December about our friend group getting ready for who are we going to invest in? Who are you going to invest in your friend group this next year? Are there people you want to reach out to that you love, but for some reason you've neglected? Are there people you're surrounded with every day that you fucking hate? You can't stand. They don't make you feel good. They don't build you up, but you're in this relationship because of convenience or whatever. It's time to take inventory on your friends. Yes, that's a good thing to do. That's a good thing. It doesn't mean you're going to dump everybody. It doesn't mean you're going to clean house and ghost all your friends. But you're asking the question, what do you like? Who do you like? Who do you want to be around? What do you want to spend your free time doing? What makes you comfy and happy? What makes you feel safe? Who does these things in your life? It's time to take inventory on your group. I do that, and I often realize I'm not going to completely ditch this person, but I'm going to take them in smaller doses. I'm taking inventory. And this person, I'm going to put a lot more commitment into. I hope they commit back to me because I want to spend some more time, put a bigger percentage. I want to invest my time in that person. This person, not so much. I need to take a break. I need smaller doses. I want to keep that relationship. I don't want it to fizzle completely, but it's not good for me to be in it deeply. Sometimes we have to say that way with family. There are some family members that are so natural you can just be around and you build each other up and it works and it's healthy and nourishing and you all flourish together. But there are some where you need to have small doses and there are some where you need to have zero contact. Have you even taken inventory to see about that? Or are you just going through the motions of life? These are spiritual, healthy lifestyle management things that we have to do. And I think this new Instagram experiment has got me thinking about it again. What do I like? Who do I like? Who do I want to be around? Who do I want to invest in? Who do I want to reach out to? And maybe they'll reject me back, but I'm going to give it a shot because life's too short and I don't want to live by fear. What are the hobbies that you're into? What are the hobbies that you're taking part in? Are you showing the Instagram world the hobbies that you really like, or are you showing the Instagram world the hobbies that you want people to give you feedback on? Are you showing the Instagram world the hobbies that you think they'll like, but you're not really doing your thing? You'll be surprised the feedback you'll get when you are living more authentically on Instagram. When you are living more authentically and you're like, hey, motherfuckers, I guess you guys didn't know that I like needlepoint. I like drawing rabbits with needlepoint. And turning on my Disney Plus and doing some needlepoint and some knitting and some crochet at night. And that's my recharge therapy time. You'll be surprised the feedback you get. Shout outs. I like taking my dog for a walk every morning. It is my vacation time. The world is asleep and I go out and do it. It is my vacation. You'll be surprised that the feedback you get. Dude, I love cooking. It's therapeutic for me. There's a sense of accomplishment and it tastes good and I like cooking healthy. You'll be surprised the feedback that you get. Are you even showing the world what you like? Or is your Instagram just a big piece of bullshit? Like I said, there can be a little bullshit in there. There can be a little bit. That's fine. But what are the percentages there? What are the percentages? I'm fascinated with where social media is going. We're going to do a 5-part podcast series on social media. I'm interested in talking about it. This is part 1. You have been with me today on the Kevin Wright Show podcast. I've also got another podcast. We like to talk about movies and some of that stuff. You can check that out. You can connect to it on YouTube. Check us out with this podcast on Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere podcasts are found. And I hope you have a great Christmas, a Merry Christmas. I love you all. And try to find out what you really fucking like. What you really like. That's a great task for this Christmas break. Love you. Have a good one.